Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peachy and this is Plant and Style. So in today's video, we're going to explore the world of Hoya care, specifically in lechuza PON or semi-hydroponic substrate. Let's dive in. Just a quick disclaimer though before we begin, I am not a horticulturist, I am not a professional in this field, I am only here to share my experiences based on my own research and understanding. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, and now that we got that clarified, we can now proceed. First of all, what is PON? PON stands for Porous Organic Network. It is a very unique semi-hydroponic substrate that maintains optimal moisture levels for your plant. It consists of high-quality volcanic rocks comprising pumice, zeolite, lava rock, and of course fertilizer. And the only company that I know of that has perfected this product is lechuza, and that is what I use exclusively. So you can also DIY this. I have seen and watched videos. It's all over the internet, so you can do that as well. But as far as I am concerned, I'm using lechuza. As a matter of fact, I have done a video about lechuza in my channel, so feel free to check it out and I will leave a link up here. Next topic is potting your Hoya, and you can start by selecting the right pot with water reservoir. Now there are many ways you can go about this depending really on your budget and aesthetic. You can buy ready-made self-watering pots. It's all over Amazon, it's all over the internet, and it can be really pricey, just like lechuza pots, and they're very aesthetic and nice, but like I said, they can be on the pricey side. But there are many products nowadays to choose from. One of my favorites is Planterhoma. I will show some examples of the one I use, and I will leave the link of these products in my description down below, so you can check them out yourselves. And you can also use glass vessels. I get mine from Dollar Tree. I do thrifting for them. You can use deli cups as well, or soup containers. Truly, the selection is endless, and it all depends on the aesthetic of it. As for the water reservoir, there are 3 methods that I use on a regular basis depending on what I have available basically, and how big my plants are. So number 1 is the submerged method. It's basically having a bigger pot that also acts as your water reservoir, or cache pot, or cover pot, whatever you call it these days. So you just fill it with water or water nutrient that is 1/3 the size of your pot, so it will act as your water reservoir. The next method is using the wicker rope. Now there are already ready-made pots with wick rope out there, but you can also do it yourself. So the rope will wick up all the nutrients that needed for the substrate to stay moist. Another way to do it is having 2 pots of the same size and then put them on top of each other. The top pot should have a drainage hole, and that's where you're going to run your wick rope, and then the bottom pot will serve as a water reservoir. And that's most of the time how I go about it, because I just have too many pots already, so I just use whatever I have lying around, whatever is available to me basically. The last method is by using no drainage vessel. Now that can be a glass base or a plastic cup. It really depends on your own aesthetic and whatever you have available, you know. And then I also add a layer of leca balls. Those are those little clay balls, and leca stands for lightweight expanded clay aggregate, if you must know. And so I use this leca as my water reservoir. That will be my guide for the water level that I need for my pot. Now you are ready to pot up your Hoya. But if you are transferring from soil to pond, make sure to remove all the soils as much as you can, because this will eliminate or minimize root rot later. If you are transferring a mature specimen that is already established in soil, take a cutting instead, because it is most likely to rot because it's not used to pond, it's gonna be stressed out. So just to be sure, I do recommend to just take a cutting. It's so much easier and it's just less stressful and less headache, and I'm all about that. So when you are potting up your Hoyas, don't forget to distribute the roots all around the pot and making sure that they are touching the substrate, because that's how they get access to the water and nutrients. And don't forget that Hoyas are epiphytes, most of them anyway, and they will benefit from trellis. So please do trellis your Hoyas when it's time to do so. Watering in semi-hydroponics is a game changer. Just fill the water reservoir and the substrate will wick up moisture as needed. Done. Easy. Easy peasy. Hoyas thrive in bright light. So if you can give them natural sunlight, that is great. But if you need to, you can provide them LED grow light. I do use T5 Barina grow lights, 10 watts grow lights for my plants, and I actually have about 10 of them in my Mills Bowl tall cabinet over here, and they love it. As long as they are not physically touching the grow light, they are going to be fine. And you will have clues, like if the leaves are getting lighter in color, meaning they are getting bleached, those are your signs that you can take it back a little farther from the light. But apart from that, they can actually take more light than you think, and they will love it, and they will love you for it. The new bag of Letrozopon consists of slow release fertilizer, but they are only good after 6 months. So after that, it is a must to add fertilizer, but be very careful with slow release fertilizer because they can easily burn with this stuff. I've used it and made a mistake in the past, and I do recommend Foliage Pro Dynagrow 936. They're very good. My Hoyas really enjoy them and they thrive on them. So yeah, I highly recommend. I think they now call themselves Super Thrive Foliage Pro 936 or something similar like that. It's available in Amazon. I will leave the link down below. And yeah, please fertilize your Hoya, but remember that in semi-hydroponics, less is more. So dilute it. If you're not sure, you can do trial and error, but dilute it into half strength and then just increase it gradually as you get comfortable, as you see the results on your Hoyas, so you don't burn them. Hoyas need temperature drop at night in order to encourage blooms. So if you want to achieve those beautiful scent, fragrant little blooms and cute little flowers, try to aim an optimal range of 60 degrees Fahrenheit to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's 15 to 27 degrees Celsius if you're in that part of the world that uses that. So yeah, in order to get them to bloom, aim for a slight decrease in the evening, and that is actually mimicking their natural habitat. If you see yellowing leaves on your Hoyas, that usually means overwatering. And then if you see wrinkled leaves, that means underwatering, and you just need to water them and it should plump back up. On the other hand, if it's yellowing because of overwatering, it's mostly a dead end for that plant. So it's time to propagate it immediately. So you don't want to wait too long. You want to save as much as you can because they're very easy to propagate anyways. So that is usually the problem for Hoyas, is getting overwatered. But in semi-hydroponics, that is not usually the case. So that's why I love this substrate, because it prevents the overwatering problem. I had one question about when to repot your Hoyas. So roots at the bottom doesn't always mean repotting. So look for the roots that come out from the top of the substrate, because it's just natural instinct for roots to grow down and look for the water down below, because that's, you go where the water is, you know. But when you see roots that are growing from the top of the substrate, it just means you're running out of space from the pot. So it's time to upgrade and to a bigger size of a pot. So when you're troubleshooting on what's wrong with your Hoyas, familiarize yourself on how they feel and look for clues on how they look, change of colors, smell, all that stuff. Because that's the only way for you to take care of them easily, and to familiarize yourself on how to take care of them also and address what they need. For pest management, I do use Captain Jack's systemic granules, and I understand that this is toxic to pets and humans, so be very, very careful if you have pets and small children to keep them away from them. And most of my Hoyas are in the cabinet, so I'm not so worried about that in my own environment, but be cautious about that in yours if you use them. And you can also opt for predatory mites, which is very popular nowadays. I haven't yet tried that because I still have systemic granules in my pots and it will just kill them, you know, so I'm not ready for that yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to be able to use them in the future and try it for myself, because it's a lot safer for your plants, for everyone, you know. So you can also use insecticidal soap, and also I do flush and shower my pots, my Hoyas regularly, just to easily remove all the unwanted pests or whatever gunk that you have in your pot. So yeah, I do flush them regularly. I also use 70% isopropyl alcohol for all the mealy bugs problems, and also 3% hydrogen peroxide. I use that regularly to get rid of white mildew on top of the substrate because of lack of airflow. Sometimes you see that, although it's not harmful for your plants, it's disgusting. So if you want to get rid of that, spray with 3% hydrogen peroxide. It's very safe for your plant, and at the same time it gives a boost, a little boost of because hydrogen peroxide has oxygen in it, so it helps out your plant. It's good for your plant overall, so it's a must-have in your pest management or plant care management in general. And last but not the least, don't forget to prune your Hoyas. If you have dried up tendrils, trim those off to encourage bushier growth, you know, to make them look nice, because they deserve it. They need your help to keep them looking fabulous, you know. Trellis those leggy tendrils if you must. And yeah, just overall improve the appearance of your pot, and that's truly is the only way to make them look better. They need your help as a plant parent. So there you have it, a comprehensive guide to caring for your Hoyas in PON and in semi-hydroponic setup. Remember that each plant is unique, so adjust your care accordingly. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you had a great time, and I hope it helps you a little bit about caring for your Hoyas. So if you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you'll be notified when my future video drops. Again, thank you all so much, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!